The setup isn't or hasn't gone as planned. The saboteur, if you will, has bribed, paid, convinced others to help set the collective up, but they're not going along with the saboteur's plan anymore. It is not going as planned. As we've got monitoring spirits around. All right, Source, what do you have about this setup that's going astray? The setup was eventually meant to move the collective out of the way. Out of the running for something, out of receiving something. It was supposed to remove them. Family spent your inheritance? Well, okay. So this could be involving an inheritance, could be involving collective finding out about said inheritance. Self-reflect. These people could be self-reflecting on money they spent that was not theirs. They could be getting hung up for spending money that was not theirs. All right, well, I didn't expect inheritance to come out at all. No, that's way too many. Labradorite may be significant. You may need to get you some. If you have some, you may need to clean it. Or somebody involved could have actually given you labradorite. If you've received crystals from someone that could potentially, or received anything from someone that could potentially be in a place where they've stolen from you, you may want to do some serious cleansing on that item, okay? Okay, they were trying to bind you, collective, but they failed at that. So this family member or members that have stolen and spent an inheritance that was meant for you, they've been trying to bind you so that they could get away with this stolen inheritance, but it has failed. This person involved in this could be your age within 2 years. Okay. Bring me back to life. Energy vampire. Shell Arena 51. Shelly, Michelle. Bring me back to life. Energy vampire. Parasitic energy could be involved. This could be talking about all the same energy, or these could be different energies that have worked together. Misleading others for financial gain. So if they stole your inheritance and spent it, definitely misleading others for financial gain. Pop of color in a black and white world. So part of the reason that they did this, collective, is because you are the pop of color in a black and white world. You stand out. You are vibrant. You shine. There is... I just got, they're not like us. You stand out from what they are, which strikes a jealousy and envy when people see something that they don't have and they want it. All right. Shining bright. All right. That's a part of the pop of color. You shine bright. This would have been something that was seen even in your younger years. These people, they probably saw you shining and saw your true essence before you did. All right. Today for tomorrow, this is giving copycat energy, but this is also giving they want to benefit today without having to do the work of today to benefit tomorrow. And then second house, which inheritance, we already know that material world, money, assets is involved. So let's go give us more about the person or persons that has stolen the inheritance. So we've got Capricorn, your goals, the day-to-day reality of, use the most business-like way, and we've got another confirmation. It was an email. So these people are bound to toxic habits, to toxic mindsets, toxic ways of existing. And as we see failed binding and trying to bind, they are people that were trying to bind you to those same cycles. So collective, you could be the one in the family that is breaking the generational cycles, breaking the pattern, breaking the molds, and creating different from you. The family that you come from is not the type of family that is coming from you, type of stuff. Or it could be an actual Capricorn involved as well. So we've got in Gemini, what you want to be known. Capricorn birthdays are December. So December and January could be significant as well. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Capricorn. Maybe December, somebody born in December or January is significant. In Gemini, what you want to be known, what is believed about, and use the quickest way. Gemini is often the two-face, okay? So these people are people that smile to your face and show you cups to your face that they've got love and care and compassion for you, but behind the scenes, sometimes even right to your face, but definitely behind the scenes, they are tooting a different horn. I'm getting. They are not on your side. They are not for you. In fact, they are doing things like taking your inheritance and spending it. Okay. Gemini birthdays are what, June? May, June, I think. So May, June could be significant. June, July. I'm not sure for sure Gemini. But this is also people that want certain things to be believed about you and only want certain things to be known about themselves. So they move in that way. They puppet and they move in a way of correcting the narrative that they want out there, okay? Whether it's correcting it as in making it truthful, oftentimes not. They correct and maneuver things around so that people see them in the light that they want to be seen. All right, give me more about these individuals that are a part of stealing. Sixth house. On the bottom, sixth house is all about your daily habits, fitness, routine, what you eat, your nutrition, your daily routines, your analytical organizational aspects. But it's also Virgo. So a Virgo could be a part of this as well. Saturn, we be realistic about, be concerned about, and you must wait before you can. So Saturn is definitely at play when it comes to, oh yeah, Saturn is definitely at play right now with the people that have stolen and or spent someone else's inheritance, especially if, collective, you have been learning your Saturn lessons, okay? And you can look at where Saturn is in your chart, especially if you are a day or a night chart, and how Saturn is showing up, 9/11 on the timer. If you are learning the lessons that Saturn is here to teach you in this lifetime, that is going to spin the wheel in your favor and against people like this that have taken and spent inheritances that were yours, okay? And I was talking about this at the bottom of the deck being a Virgo. Now we have Virgo out. So double Virgo could be two Virgos involved or just a Virgo involved. methods for the healing power of, the analyzation of, resulting from the perfectionism of. So this is definitely somebody that expected, collective, you to be perfect. However, you put down those cycles and you said, I'm going to focus on healing, not being perfect. And you broke the pattern that these families, collective, one or more, there could be more than one, but at least one. I mean, we have Virgo coming out twice. Virgo involved was trying to push a perfectionism energy and keep that cycle going, and you said no, that's complete. Instead, we're going to heal. And by you picking a different path and learning the Saturnian lessons that you are meant to be learning in this lifetime, you are turning the wheel in your favor when it comes to family members that have spent your inheritance. Okay, whether there's any inheritance left, I don't know. I don't know. Uranus, there is change when it comes to this though. Okay, do know that if you were due, if something was meant to come to you, a lump sum of money, an asset, a property, and somebody has taken and squandered that, you will get that back in a different way. Okay, and just for example, that could look like you being left a big sum of money by a grandparent, great-grandparent, great-great-grandparent, and family has squandered it. So by the time you have proven and it is found out there's nothing left, you will get that in another way. Maybe you win the lottery. Maybe you have you come into a big lawsuit that pays out 131 on the timer, that pays out to recoup that. Okay, there will be a recouping of this type of stuff. All right, so it could have been a Virgo, Gemini, Capricorn, or those involved in this, or those birth months involved in this. Okay, so I'm not sure about Gemini. Capricorn is December, January birthdays, so somebody involved or somebody tied to this inheritance could have a December, January birthday. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Capricorn. It could be pointing to the months is what I'm getting right now. I'm not sure Gemini. I think that's May, June, or June, July. And then Virgo is August and September. So August, September birthdays. And we do have the 6th house. So it may be a Virgo and a Leo, or a Virgo and a Libra, or a Leo, Virgo, and Libra involved. Okay. Give me more about this family spent your inheritance. Metamorphosis in reverse. Okay, so this family took and spent an inheritance that was yours because they didn't ever expect you to change. Whatever they were doing, whatever this binding was that they were doing and misleading others, the binding and misleading others for financial gain, the siphoning of energy to keep their battery pack going, potentially even the giving of gifts to keep you bound. That stuff has failed, but it was all done so that collective you would not grow. High Priestess in the upright. One, that is my confirmation that what I'm getting intuitively is on track. But these people also didn't know that you were the High Priestess, even if you were not at that point yet. Even if you had not gained the skills, had not put the stuff together, they didn't realize that that's where you were going to be and that you were going to uncover this. You were going to find this out. That could have been another reason that they kept it, was trying to prevent you from growing into the High Priestess or High Priest. Okay, here's Chariot. They thought that they were going to triumph. They thought this was going to be a victory for them. They thought that they were going to be able to keep what was meant for you and keep you in a place of being loyal to the wrong people. They knew that they were, one, not being loyal to you, but they also knew that they were not giving you what was yours. They were taking it for them. Okay, they thought that they were going to have triumph over that, and that's actually flying monkeys. So in the first one, I talked about the helpers. Okay, that could be considered the flying monkeys, or if you want to go with a better term, I don't like flying monkeys because where it comes from is people who helped with abuse by proxy. Okay. Seven of Wands. They never thought that you, in reverse, they never thought that you were going to be able to defend yourself, because they always thought that you were going to be in this unhealed, controllable place, this highly triggerable place. So they didn't even pay much attention, collective, to you. In fact, when you maybe removed yourself, they continued going the other way and didn't pay any mind to you, because they never expected you to have the cojones to be able to complete the change and to be able to get out of the mess that they created for you. 5, 4, 3 on the timer. However, them turning their backs and assuming that you weren't going to do what you were here to do was their fatal flaw. Because collective, you are defending yourself. You did change out of that caterpillar into a butterfly, and you will be receiving what is yours. All right. What is this trying to bind but failed? Nothing. 3 of Cups in reverse at the bottom. It could be overconsumption. Trying to bind to old habits, to unhealthy habits, but also to prevent you from celebrating, collective. And this fell in reverse and then upright. So collective, we've got hella earth sign out here. This is earth sign as well with the 2 Virgos. They were trying to bind you in a place of instability, of ungroundedness, of bad money moves. They may have tried to paint you out as somebody who couldn't manage the money anyway, which is what gave them access to it in the first place. But it flipped in the upright because their bindings failed. So collective, you are actually showing this earth sign, this Virgo, these family members, I'm actually stable once I get away from y'all. I'm actually grounded and make wise money moves when I don't have people in my energy that are trying to bind me, that are trying to tie me to toxic habits, that are siphoning my energy and lying about me, that are misleading others for their own financial gain. All right. Give me more about your age within 2 years. Someone involved in this is within 2 years of your age, 2 years up or 2 years down. So this is family, since it was family inheritance. So this could be a sibling, this could be a cousin. Well, you could have an aunt or uncle within 2 years of your age. That doesn't happen very often, but that's way too many. It isn't unheard of. Okay, 8 of Cups reversed and Temperance in the upright. So this person within 2 years of your age, collective, that was involved in this, they could be hoping that you come back and balance things out, that you return to this family, 9/11, so that you can balance out what they've been taking part in. They could be trying to come back in, or maybe have tried to come back in the past to restore balance, because if you are tied to the family, there's more likelihood of them being able to get away with this. As long as you are not around them, you continue to see you're shining a light. High Priestess and the Sun, you're shining a light on the truth of who these people are, the more that you stay out and away from them, because their energy can't muddy yours up anymore. Go to the next one. Collective, I think this is part 3. The person involved in this stolen family inheritance, it says family spent your inheritance. One of the individuals, one of the family members that is connected to this, connected to helping, connected to spending, they are within 2 years of you. So that's 2 years older, 2 years younger, okay? Within 2 years. They were maybe doing work or hoping that you would return to balance things out, okay? They did not expect you to walk away and be gone. They expected you to come back and balance things out for them, because they know that you're the High Priestess. But with you staying gone, it's shining a light on what this family has done. Because when it comes to stealing a family inheritance, it's very rarely one person that does it. It's typically several family members that are involved that that work as a web, okay, to keep. Spiders could be significant, webs could be significant, but they work as a web, they work as a system to keep the person that had something stolen from them in a place of the upside down. Stranger things could be significant, so that you don't essentially gain awareness of what it is, okay? They work as a unit. This person that is 2 years older or younger, this family member, could also know that you are aware of what they've sent you being disguised as a gift, but maybe not actually meant to be giving to you. It could have been meant to bind you, but if that is the case, they are highly confused and maybe a little bit even afraid that something that they gave to you with the intent of binding you and keeping you stuck, you have actually done the opposite. All right. So what is this misleading others for financial gain? I'm going to put these back in here. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. It was all about them getting out of a lack place, okay? And they did it on the back of another, which means that they didn't actually break out of lack mentality, lack mindset, any of that. They just took themselves out of a potential poverty place by misleading others so that they could gain. So this could have looked like collective them lying about you. This could have looked like them saying that you were not financially able or capable of handling whatever this family inheritance was. They could have said that you were mentally not capable of handling it. Maybe that they may have thrown around diagnoses to prevent you from getting it. All of it they've done for financial gain. All right, Source, what is Bring Me Back to Life? Energy Vamp, 3, 2, 1 on the timer. Queen of Swords reversed and the 2 of Wands reversed. So this energy vampire, parasitic energy, is somebody who is, they could be an air sign. But they use their words, okay? So they are verbally abusive as more monitoring spirits. This family is definitely monitoring you, collective. If you're like, oh yeah, I've been getting intuitive hits. Yeah. They're watching you. If you have a platform, they're watching you. If you get on social media just for your own pleasure, they're watching you. If they live anywhere around, they're watching you. They may even be paying people to move in around you or to drive around you to watch you, okay? They have to keep eyes to try to spin the narrative, because you cannot successfully spin the narrative out of the truth if you don't know what your target is doing. And I know that for a fact because I've been targeted, and as soon as I took away information, access to information about my life from one of the people that was targeting me, one of the families that was targeting me, they no longer had the ability to control the narrative in the court of law, and it completely spun out of their control, and the truth was seen. Okay? 4, 5, 6 on the timer. They have to be able to know what you're doing in order to spin the narrative against you out of the truth and into their favor. All right. These are people that are mentally manipulative. They use their words to manipulate, but you also use their intelligence for their gain on the back of others. But whoever these parasitic people are, they don't have any way to get out of this. The Two of Wands for me is all about being able to pick a path and having options and having choices and movement. And for me, in the reverse, it's saying there is no other option. There is no other choice. The path that they are on, and they can't get out of it now. They're in too deep, especially if they've already been spending what was not theirs. So no matter what kind of verbal manipulation they use, or word magic they use, or lies and manipulation that they spin from their pie hole, they cannot pick another path. They don't have movement out of what they've already created. Okay? It is being seen, collective, that these people were using you. It is, I put it back in the deck. It is being seen that these people were using you as a battery pack and as a financial resource. These family members may have also made you believe that you weren't worthy, that you weren't of value, that you weren't anything important, that you weren't anything that mattered. And they did it because if they kept you shrunk down, the likelihood of you getting to a place where you stood up against them was very small. If you think you're this small and they paint themselves to be this big, you're less likely to go up against them for that. And they do this by design. The smaller that they keep you, the less you are to actually fight back. And if they've already been spewing lies about mental health and stuff like that, then they are hoping that that would keep somebody small as well. All right, so pop of color in a black and white world and shining bright. Source, give me more about that, please. All of them back. Okay. They want me to, because these are two different energies. Hold on a second. They want me to put all of the cards back and shuffle to clear out. Oh, that's why. I love it. Okay, so I got the intuitive knowing, put all the cards back and shuffle, because the collective is a different energy, 747, than these people. And you saw me putting all the cards back, cut the deck to 10 of Pentacles and Metamorphosis. Collective. Even though family may have taken and spent things that were yours, you will get not only your legacy, but you will get some way or another what was taken from you because of the healing and the change and the growth that you have endured. Okay? You had a choice, just like these family members did, to go the path or not, to break the cycles or not, and you didn't pick the easy path and staying with the cycles and fitting in. You picked the path that puts you out without support, without help, without guidance from the material world, from family members, and you chose the hard path, and it is going to pay off. Okay? You will get your 10 of Pentacles, and it will be legacy and whatever the size of the inheritance that they stole. Ugh. Because you are the one that broke the mold. And not because, oh, you were just created different and nobody else had this opportunity. No. Every single person in your family down the lines had the opportunity to break the cycles. They were given the opportunities to break the cycles, and they chose to go with what has always been. And you didn't. 9:19 on the timer. King of Swords. in reverse. So there could be 2 air signs that are distorted that were a part of this in your family, that used their words to spin things in their favor. 9 of Cups in reverse. Please know that they do this because they are highly codependent. They have not done the internal work that you have. You chose to break the mold. You could have kept on trying to conform and you didn't. Congratulations and happy healing.